Welcome, seekers of truth, to the Aghori Code. Today, I will reveal to you a subject rarely spoken of even within spiritual circles. How the Aghoris not only coexist with the spirits of the cremation ground, but also learn to control and guide them. This knowledge is neither superstition nor fantasy. It is rooted in the deepest currents of Sanatana Dharma, where life and death are not opposites but mirrors of each other. To understand this, we must first remember the unique role of the Samashan. In Sanatana Dharma, it is said that the cremation ground is not just a place of disposal of the body, it is a crossing point. The soul, after death, lingers for a short period before moving towards its next journey. During this time, the Samashan is filled with energies that most humans cannot perceive. Pretas, Bhutas, Pisachas, Yakshinis, and even Yoginis hover here, drawn to the freshly released prana. It is a realm thick with restless beings. The ordinary man avoids this realm, but the Aghori enters it willingly. Why? Because only in the cremation ground can one truly face the raw truth of impermanence. The Aghori does not worship death, but he bows to it as guru, and in bowing, he gains access to those who dwell in its shadow, the spirits. You may ask, how does an Aghori control these spirits? The answer lies not in brute force, but in alignment. The Aghori prepares his body and mind through practices that most of us would consider impossible. He smears his body with ash from the pyre, making himself one with the dead. He consumes food that others consider impure, dissolving social conditioning. He meditates amidst corpses, singing mantras of Bhairava and Kali, until his mind becomes fearless. By doing so, he lowers the vibration of his own ego and raises the vibration of his consciousness, until he stands on the very threshold between the worlds of the living and the dead. In this state, spirits recognize him not as an intruder, but as kin. The ash marks him as belonging to their realm. The mantras he chants resonate with their frequency, and the fearlessness in his heart signals to them that he is not prey, but master. There are stories passed down orally that illustrate this truth. One speaks of an Aghori sitting in deep meditation while dozens of spirits circled around him, howling and whispering. Any ordinary man would have run screaming into the night. But the Aghori opened his eyes, gazed at them with compassion, and spoke a single mantra. In that instant, the spirits bowed and fell silent, like children before a father. This is the power of alignment, not aggression. But mastery does not end there. Once accepted, the Aghori gives direction to these spirits. He may command them to guard the cremation ground, to protect seekers from harm, or to reveal hidden truths. He may ask them to fetch knowledge from subtle realms, or to break illusions that cling to disciples. Some spirits are even bound to serve as messengers, carrying the Aghori's intent into the unseen dimensions of reality. Why do the spirits obey? Because the Aghori offers them what no one else can: release. Many souls remain trapped in the cremation ground because of unresolved desires, sudden deaths, or the absence of proper rituals. The Aghori, with his mantras and rituals, feeds them with pinned dhan, with liquor, with offerings of meat, or with the sacred mantra of liberation. In return, the spirits willingly serve him, grateful for his guidance. This relationship is delicate. It is not slavery, but exchange. The spirits know the Aghori is not bound by fear, and the Aghori knows that spirits are not toys. To misuse them for selfish ends would entangle even an Aghori in dangerous karma. That is why the true masters always direct spirits towards higher goals, protecting dharma, aiding seekers, and dissolving illusion. You must understand, these are not fairy tales. Ancient texts such as the Agni Purana and Shiva Purana describe how the cremation ground is inhabited by Ganas of Shiva, beings who feast on the essence of the dead. The Aghoris, who walk the path of Shiva in his most terrifying form as Bhairava, naturally develop the ability to communicate with them. The untrained outsider, however, who steps into the Samashan at night, may not survive such energies. Spirits mock the weak-hearted. They whisper thoughts of madness into the mind. They press upon the chest until breathing becomes impossible. They lure the fearful into illusions from which they never recover. That is why the path of the Aghori is closed to most. For to walk with ghosts, you must already have died within. Some of you may wonder, is it possible for an ordinary person to ever experience this? The truth is, yes, but only under the protection of a guru. A disciple, when initiated, may be taken by his guru into the Samashan, where he sits with a corpse, chanting until the fear dissolves. In that moment, when the first whisper of the spirits is heard, the disciple either runs or remains. If he remains, his journey begins. If he runs, the door closes forever. Walking with ghosts is not about power. It is about dissolving the illusion that separates life from death. The Aghori learns that the spirits are not others. They are reflections of us, caught in the cycle of samsara. By guiding them, he guides himself. By liberating them, he liberates his own soul. This is why, in Sanatana Dharma, the Aghori is both feared and revered. While we avoid the Samashan, he embraces it. While we tremble at the whisper of a ghost, he converses with them as brothers. And while we pray for long life, he meditates on death, knowing that beyond death lies the final liberation, moksha. So, dear seekers, the next time you hear of Aghoris walking with spirits, do not dismiss it as superstition. Remember that they have trained for lifetimes to master this art. What to us is terror, to them is a tool. What to us is an ending, to them is a beginning. They are not haunted by ghosts. They guide them, command them, and release them into the eternal embrace of Shiva. If this knowledge has awakened curiosity in you, if it has stirred the part of you that seeks what lies beyond life and death, then continue this journey with me. Subscribe to the Aghori Code, where we bring you truths hidden in the depths of Sanatana Dharma and the fearless wisdom of the Aghoris. And I ask you, if you ever walked into a cremation ground at night and felt a spirit near you, would you run or would you stay? Share your thoughts in the comments, for in reflection begins transformation.